Hello learners and welcome back to this session on SEBI, that is the Securities and Exchange Board of India. SEBI was constituted on April 12, 1988 as a non-statutory body of the Government of India through a resolution. The Securities and Exchange Board of India SEBI was established as a statutory body in 1992 with the provisions of the Security and Exchange Board of India Act 1992 coming into effect on January 30, 1992. The preamble of the Securities and Exchange Board of India outlines its core functions as safeguarding investors' interest, fostering the growth of the securities market, and ensuring its regulation along with addressing related and incidental matters. Now, when we talk about companies, we know that the companies work by issuing security and shares. The companies not only follow the Companies Act of 2013, but they also follow the rules and regulations set by SEBI. The Companies Act 2013 and SEBI work hand in hand, and that is the reason we are learning about SEBI here. Let us now look at the important rules and regulations set up by SEBI which intersect with the Companies Act 2013. SEBI has issued Companies Rule 2014 related to the issue of global depository receipts. According to this rule, a company may issue global depository receipts provided it is eligible to do so as per the foreign exchange management rules. According to SEBI, if a company wants to issue global depository receipts, then first it should take prior approval from its shareholders and pass a resolution in the meeting of board of directors. The depository receipts will be issued by an overseas depository bank appointed by the company. Depository receipts can be issued through a public offering, private placement, or any other method commonly used abroad and may be listed or traded on an overseas exchange or trading platform. The company should also appoint a merchant banker or a practicing chartered accountant to oversee the issue. SEBI further says that a holder of depository receipt may become a member of the company and can be given the voting rights if the depository receipts are converted into underlying shares. The second rule is related to company's prospectus and allotment of securities, which was issued by SEBI on April 1st, 2014. This rule is called as Company's Prospectus and Allotment of Securities Rule 2014. In this rule, SEBI makes clear that the prospectus which a company issues should contain the name, address and contact details of the company and details of the merchant banker of the company. The prospectus should also include the dates related to the opening and closing of the issue. The prospectus should contain important declarations of consent given by trustees, advocates and registrar of the issues. The capital structure of the company should be mentioned in a systematic manner, starting from authorized capital to issued to subscribed and to paid up capital. The prospectus shall include the details related to the objectives of the issue, the purpose of raising funds, the funding plan and means of finance. It should also include summary of the project appraisal report. If any promoter of the company is facing any litigation or legal action by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, then such details should also be mentioned in the prospectus. You have already studied about the prospectus in the previous unit. So keep in mind that all the requirements of the prospectus which we studied are also stated by SEBI in this rule. The next is Companies Share Capital and Debentures Rule 2014. This rule says that a company limited by shares shall not issue equity shares with differential rights regarding dividends, voting, or other matters unless it meets some conditions. These conditions include 2 points. First, that the company's article of association must authorize the issuance of shares with differential rights, and second, an ordinary resolution must be passed at the company's general meeting. Also, a company should have a consistent track record of maintaining distributable profits for the last 3 years. This rule also states that the company shall not convert its existing equity share capital with voting rights into equity share capital with differential voting rights, nor vice versa. The holders of equity shares with differential rights shall have all other rights which are granted to equity shareholders, subject to the specific differential rights attached to such shares. Moving further, this rule also specifies the issuing of certificates of shares. This rule of SEBI states that every certificate of share should have the name of the person in whose favor the certificates issued and the amount paid up. Every share certificate should have the signature of a minimum of 2 directors of the company. The particulars related to every share certificate issued should be entered in the register of members maintained by the company. This rule also lays the specification for the issue of sweat equity shares, specifying which companies can issue sweat equity shares and which companies cannot. The process of issuing sweat equity shares is also specified in this rule. Furthermore, rules related to issue and redemption of preference shares and debentures are also laid down here. This rule also talks about the regulations which the company should follow for the issue of bonus shares. If you visit the website of SEBI, you can find all the rules and regulations and orders given by it. One such important order was released by SEBI related to suspended companies. In the year 2015, SEBI released an order related to prohibition on raising further capital from public and transfer of securities by suspended companies. Here, a suspended company refers to a listed company whose shares have been suspended from trading by a recognized stock exchange due to non-compliance with listing requirements. So, according to the regulation, SEBI has the authority to prohibit companies from issuing a prospectus and accepting funds from the public if the company does not follow the listing requirements. Non-compliance with the SEBI regulation can result in severe penalties including monetary funds, imprisonment, debarment, suspension, and of course, significant reputational damage in the market. So students, this was all about how the Securities Exchange Board of India intersects with the Companies Act of 2013, thereby influencing the functioning of companies. Hope you had a good learning experience. Do visit the SEBI website and explore. Thank you for listening.